happy Hallows Eve, happy Halloween here today at the races. No costumes for us. We've been too busy. We have plenty of tricks and plenty of treats here in our card that we have here for Thursday. Keith, man, what a wonderful card that we have.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we're giving away some good prizes today. Yes, yeah. I think the last time we were here Sunday with Rodman, again, the pick five strikes again. Early pick five, 40. Let's call it 45,000. It was like 44,900. The late 13,000. And, I want to thank Dave for being along. And, hopefully you played along a little bit and we discuss how we use these selections. These are my key users, Dave's key users. We'll tell you if we like or we were around pretty much every race. We had those horses covered, and hopefully somebody was paying a little bit of attention. That was some great hits if you're able to take down those pick fives. But we've got a glorious day here today. Yeah. This Thursday, Halloween.
Thursday. It's our last Thursday of 2024, aside from Thanksgiving weekend. So how fitting that both of our, these last couple Thursdays, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and what a day it is. Of course, 72. That's going to be kicking up a little bit higher throughout the day, Keith. So loving that we're still outside here at this time of the year. But let's get going into these picks in this claiming 20,000. Starting off our early pick five here on the lovely Laurel lawn, going 5.5 on the turf for the girls 3 and up. So, Ratches of the AEs, you and I both, you go with the number 9 on top. Yeah. Little Josie Wales, I love this selection now in the barn of Farrier. Carlos Lopez gets the call.
Steve Moyer's in the house. It's all good. We're all safe now. Our man upstairs keeping an eye on everything for us. Does a great job. But anyhow, let's look at this opener. We got some speeds. We can go right to the video because Little Josie Wales was in this race on October the 10th. We've got a few horses out of the October the 10th race going 5.5, the same condition. Off slowly, rated, angled, my comment. Let's just say got a little run around the racetrack. I think improvement. You're going to see Little Josie Wales in the back make a belated run, but the speed is back. Sophisticated Cat, Bunny Hop. These two went 1-2 around the racetrack for a long time. Sophisticated Cat gets the better of Bunny Hop. They're going to switch today outside-inside this afternoon, but Sophisticated Cat runs very well. Baby Blocks also in here. Worked a trip from the 13 post. Had a little bit of traffic up her stretch and still continues on well. Won't maybe have to work quite as hard from the inside. Baby Blocks, Viola Centeno did a great job last time out. But I'm looking for the 9 for kind of value. We've got I think we're going to get an okay price, close to double digits for Little Josie Wales.
Why not?
Proven over this turf course, has a little bit more positional speed than what she showed in last. If she breaks better, I think she can get up into a stalking position. I do think the road's going to go through Sophisticated Cat. She was dead game, and she can take a little pressure. 9-1-7-2. We're right around the same horses here in the opener.
Keen there, 9-1-7-2. Keith Fusel, race 1, race number 2 starts. Keith Fusel's early pick 4. Keith, what do you got for us today here on this tricky card?
Yeah, and we've talked about it. I was talking to a friend of mine, Fisher. He's heading down to Lexington to do a little bit of work for us at Equibase, so good luck to him. These cards and these pick 4s and pick 5s, we give you a little structure is kind of what we try to do at an affordable price. But you do have to dig into the wallet a little bit deeper, get some friends because they are paying boatloads. You got to play sometimes a ticket, 96,
Absolutely.
150, and get some guys together because simply for what they're paying out. We've been knocking at the door with a lot of these, even on our smaller tickets. Early pick 4 today, it's a $24 ticket for you. And, man, a couple of these races, I'd like to go a little bit further, but I didn't. Can we take a look at that ticket?
Yeah, we're working on it.
Okay, my bad.
Keith, you go 147 in this first leg in race number 2.
Okay.
Your top selection being the number 1, Top Blood. Of course, you've got a boatload. You have some nice stats coming up. We'll get to that in a second. Race number 3, 2 deep with the 2 and the 7.
2 and the 7, 2 deep in there. Would I go 2 deep in the next? 2 and the 5. You make me Charlie, Shakira Fire, and I'm going to wrap it up with a spread. We got a little bit more coverage, so if we can get to this last leg, I think we got a good shot. I'm going to use the 1, 7, 8, and 10 for a $24 ticket. We'll have that up a little bit later. But going and taking a look at race 2, Top Blood, the stat for Corrales. I like this of recent note. The last 45 days, Cal, 3 for 11, 6 for 11 in the money with these 2-year-olds on the dirt. ROI, 631. They're running. He's got a couple today. Shakir Fire a little bit later in the card. So I just think Top Blood with the experience. Video spotlight off of its last race on October the 6th. Ran into Stoney. Stoney is, I tell you, a pretty nice young horse. It showed a lot of ability in debut, came back, got it all together. Second time in a little cleaner trip and gets it done. Top Blood showed very good positional speed in its third career start to prompt 3 wide. A little drift here, out to about the 4-path top of the stretch. But when Brasino straightens away, I like the effort continuing. That was at 7. We shorten up a furlong. It looks like we're improving. The stats for Corrales add a lot of juice to that. I think Top Blood can get in position early from the inside post and stay the trip. If he has to stalk of one of these firsters, show a lot of speed, he's going to have that experience under his belt.
Right.
Obviously, Brittany's coming at you with a couple horses. Your top selection, Defined Boundaries. I thought ran quite well behind Wild and Crazy Night in its second start transitioning to the dirt.
Yeah.
That horse ran a 78 prior in a race up at Monmouth. Caught wide, now moves a little bit further inside of Firster. We both are going to use this horse. One-man team by Nyquist, a $285,000 purchase. Steady works. One of these works, the second most recent I've got on my page, October the 11th, matches up with a horse that ran third in debut. I believe that was Prestige Worldwide.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
That horse battled, showed speed, faded a little bit late. But there's some other winners that are in this family. A little turfy lean when you're really – kind of dig deep, but I think should be well suited here. And Brittany, look at this, 8 for 22, 36% with 2-year-old firsters on the Laurel dirt over the last couple years.
Okay, there we have it, 1472.
I'm going to touch on the 2 real quick. Callie, this horse for Benny Feliciano by win-win-win, 10% with the firsters, but 22% overall with his 2-year-old runners.
Got it.
Half Sib topped at 100. I like the improving works. 3 debut winners from 8 starters from this mare, Lucky Trip.
There we go. Going on to race number 3, we're back on the turf and claiming 20,000, which have never won 2. Going a mile here. Scratches in the 1, 9, 14, 15, 16. Also starts that Rainbow Pick 6. We have that live carryover now. Going to be on its way to 16 grand by the time we get there. Going in, just diving into my ticket really quickly. 2 deep on races 3 and 4. Races 5 and 6, I go 4 deep. Wanted to go a touch wider maybe in race number 5 with the if you want to add the number 5 in number 5, go for it. Race number 7, 5, 7, 8, and I single in on Getaway Palace. Both your and I top selection there as a single because I had to put a single somewhere. $38.40. Dive into that in the afternoon a little bit. Again, back to this claiming 20,000, which have never won 2. A mile, girls, 3 and up on the turf. Scratches in the 1, 9, 14, 15, and 16. Talking the 13 does come in here. Keith, you go with the number 2. In digital trade on the inside. Now on the rail here for Marco Salazar and Ismirio Villalobos.
Found this to be a really, really difficult race to get through. Just maybe, on this barn change, this horse can hold form. She's going to have to. But I like the way she overcame that overland trip at Colonial, beating a next out winner, broke its mate, and then came back to just miss in this condition in Indiana Grand with a good number. So digital trade, outside to inside, enough speed to get in contention because Lady Mosler is quick. Right next to her outside is Italian War Cry. These 2, I believe, will go. Maybe even a horse like My Little Red. We got a couple other ones that may want to chase, even Surprisingly Sweet. I think the pace is going to be honest. This one is sliding into a good stalking position. You're getting a good price as well at a 10-to-1 morning line on digital trade. The horse to beat, I believe, is your 7. Put a rock on it. Back out of a really tough starter handicap race on Maryland Million Day. You see the comment, 9 wide, 8th pole. Hampered with the 11 post to start. Back to reality today at the mile distance. I think should be making a solid run. Jockey up. J-Rod, a little bit more experience, a top rider. No, you hate really kind of talking about, but J-Rod now on is a little bit of a tell to me for put a rock on it.
Exactly. The number 8 just on the outside. You have Quill Pen. I have underneath in my exacta as well. Carrie Bryan, Daniel Centeno. First time against winners, but made that decent effort, just kind of cutting back in distance here. And so I think the mile will really suit this one today.
Well, they protected her a little bit of a jump up from the 16 to the 25 at Delaware off of that, Colonial try again, hampered with the 10 post. Ran well, relaxed inside, moved up right into contention, leaving the 3/8, was paused to about the quarter pole. Once she got outside, she made a grinding run. Wasn't an explosive run. This is a better group, but I like the improvement. Third time out here today for Quill Penn. Satisfied if you're looking for another price maybe underneath. Had a horror trip, upper stretch in that, it was the for Gentry race. A few of the horses exit that one. And Queen of the Dance, same race. Boy, Burnham's going to ride some winners here, right, Matilda? She's going to ride some winners, showing some promise. Working out a trip from out here is going to be the key. This one's got some positional speed in the past, but I think she may be able to draft a little further back and work out a trip from the final 3/8. 2, 7, 8, 8, 13. This is a spread. I will take the 2 here if kind of she holds in that 8 to 10 range.
Okay.
Top and bottom with a few horses and try to knock it down in that exacta.
2, 7, 8, 13, as Keith Fusel mentioned there. Race number 4 starts our late pick 5 in this allowance optional 62.5 for the 2-year-old girls going a mile. 1 turn mile, second wire finish here. Scratching the 1, a Shawtown girl. You have the number 5, Shakira Fire on top. Let's go ahead and take a look at that Maryland Million Lassie when going a 3/4 of a distance, Angel Cruz.
Doozy of a race here. Big field, 12 of them. Jumps up, improves number-wise. She's interesting because she showed speed early on in her career. Now she shows the ability to make this run from off the pace. Now you're going to pick her up working outside. We talked about the inner part of the track maybe not being the best spot on Maryland Million Day. She gets out here high and wide, 7, 8 wide. And my comment, relentless. We try to paint a picture when we give you these shorter comments, you know, in our running lines here with Equibase. I think this is a good one. Relentless is it. She wanted the wire. Malibu Hooch was giving her all. But Shakira Fire said, no, I'm going to go, and I'm going to get by you. And she did, and she kept on going. And I think, you know, I could be imagining things, but maybe in a little interview, he kind of expressed, thinks this filly can stretch out. And looking at the family, a lot of sense. Bucky's Charms. These are siblings that have done okay going long. Will she have that frantic pace up in front of her? I don't think you're not going to get 22, 45, and 3.
Right.
But she's shown in the past to be able to lay a little bit closer. And looking at the breeding, comparing the siblings, I think she will sustain at this 1-turn mile.
And speaking of a lot of sense, it took him, he was second, I believe, in his first attempt going 2 turns.
Could have been.
So routing, so that's, you know, kind of it goes in the right direction there. So I completely understand it. Talk about the number 2.
Yeah.
And you now in the rail horse, and You Make Me Charlie from Michael Trombetta and Michael Sanchez here.
Part of some decent flows off of some of those races, but I like the race at Colonial. I think we might have used that as a video spotlight. Close to Shakira Fire last time out, made a progression into that one. Just like the body type that wanted to go longer and like that, you know, appreciated the longer stretch run at Colonial. I think she's going to take to it today here at Laurel, stretching out. The Matolis, you're thinking maybe a little bit sprint. They're going at a 16% clip, dirt routes. Take a shot here with Trombetta, stretching out You Make Me Charlie in its 3rd career start.
Along with the gate work. It's interesting because they had this horse, they tried this horse working on the turf, then we've got that nice gate work leading up into this first routing effort. So I kind of like, it's a mix of trying to figure out where this horse belongs and saying, hey, just run this one long. That's an interesting move, but I like it here, the prep for it here for Michael Trombetta.
This is a tricky race to handicap. You're guessing on 2-year-old fillies, most of them kind of stretching out for the first time. Yes, there's been flashes of ability. How are they going to take? Some of the speed may go on. No need to ask. I think in the 8 right next door, Atlantis Queen. These two can carry it a while. Atlantis Queen had to chase Days and held quite well. I'm looking for somebody from just a little bit further off the pace. I don't know if we're going to get much of a price on either one. This is not a race I'm going to get maybe hugely involved in, but hopefully we can kind of get one of these two to win it to carry us on for our pick 4.
Just an update. I go 6-3-5-8. Keith Fusel, you go 5-2-3-8 there in race number 4. Race number 5, we'll be right back after this commercial break to discuss the last half of the Halloween card. And here we are back for race number 5, starting off with the late pick 4, and we're back here on the turf in the starter optional 20,000 going 5.5 second wire finish. For the girls 3 and up, scratches in the 4, Haley B, who is an MTO, change of jockey to Tori Alba in the number 5, Lady Serenity, and to Toledo in the number 11, Cupid's Dream. Keith, you go with the number 8 on top, Diva Ready. I'm glad you have, I love that you have this one on top.
Okay.
Bob Glaceris, Jamie Rodriguez. I do go, in this race, I do go 7-1, 10-8. So I
Okay.
have this one underneath. Bob Glaceris, Jamie Rodriguez cutting back in distance from that mile off of the layoff.
Glaceris with a couple runners in here. Similar styles. Force was named on both. J-Rod goes here. He's familiar with this mare, freshened up. And the fact that she's won off of a freshening, off of a route, shortening up to 5.5, plays for me in here. I think there's going to be a slew of speed. We can go to a video spotlight if you like. We've got quite a few of these exiting that October the 20th race. Won by White Knuckle Flyer. It was in there along with Diva Ready. Lady Serenity going to be part of this flow. But I think the flow is going to be honest in race 5 with Lady Serenity going out there with Social Whirl. Diva Ready, I think, set up is going to have the right kind of run in front of her. I think she can bring the strongest run through the final 3/16 of a mile. White Knuckle Flyer, consistent, as is Theodore Grace, who blew the doors off of this field. Similar field 3 races back. Couldn't quite get there last time, but she's steady. 8-10-7-1. Tap It Up made a quick move a couple races back, September the 20th, but caught wide. 3 and 4 wide, maybe slightly premature to cause the flattening late. She can get the 5.5. She's won 2 of her last 3 turf sprints. She fits here. A little more patience might pay off for Sanchez, and I think she's going to get maybe a covered up trip that could help her and carry her forward to, say, the 8th hole, and then find that seam and move on.
And let's go ahead to race number 6. That starts our jackpot super high 5. Of course, that is hit 6K. We have a nice carryover of about 6,000, and it is in this maiden claiming 20,000, going a mile and 16th on the turf for the 3, 4, and 5-year-old. Scratches in the 14, 15, and 16. Change the jockey to Angel Cruz on the number 1 Tabloid City. You have the number 11 on top. And Drilling for Gold, I love that you have this one. I was fighting with this one on it, or I have this one underneath. Brittany Russell, Javian Toledo with the blinkers off today.
If we can, turf firm, turf labeled firm, guys. If we can get that on the graphics, that would be awesome. But Drilling for Gold, it looks like a now or never kind of a shot for me. Okay, blinkers coming off. First time Brittany, second time gelding, but first time gelding on the turf. Okay, the things, you're looking at some of the siblings here, the family. It's a deep, talented family. Things haven't really panned out, so I'm going to just take a shot. They're going to pan out for Brittany Russell and back to the turf. Another race with a little bit of flow. I think Burroughs K's got to go. Gift Exchange, second time gelding is interesting. Will be used in my ticket. Had position. Might be the speed of the speed for Trombetta stretching out. That family's predominantly, has been sprinting, but I'll take a shot underneath to throw that one in there. But Drilling for Gold, I think if today's not the day, it may be never. Go outside for a bigger price. Raptor Razzle, Gene Rolfe. There's Matilda Burnham again. But I tell you what, 93-1 in debut and ran big. Tight start, inside, work between, closed up. Second race out on the turf. I use this one again at 7-1. We're going to get a higher price, I believe, today. Another trouble trip. We're out here in the clear. We can settle. We can spy everything. And this horse can bring a finish, dirtied up for him off of that beat at Charlestown on the main track.
Why not?
2 horse Fire Knives, another one. Overland trip, 11 posts back to the inside is going to work for me. Brought a pretty good finish at a mile and 16, 2 races back, was able to save ground. That trip's going to work even with the 1 Tabloid City. 11-12-2-1 as we roll on. Thanks, guys. Turf firm at Laurel Park today.
Let's go ahead to race number 7, back on the dirt here. In this restricted allowance, going a 1-turn mile, second wire finish here. Scratch in the 4, Guapo-ness. You and I both have the number 5 in Derbiness for Brittany Russell, Javian Toledo, a winner last time out on an off turf, so looking for that second win in a row.
Little protect move right back. They claimed this horse for 40, couple good races. Now ran against Older last time off a break. The blinkers went on, got the job done, up on the lead, battle shook clear, and then dug in late. He does not have the speed of a couple of these in here. Blue Kingdom is fast from the inside if he breaks cleanly, as is Quince Brew. And we'll go to that video spotlight. Quince Brew going to take a ton of play. He's a horse that won his first 2 races in very impressive fashion. A little erratic second time out, and then got caught in this jam up out of the gate in the start of NASCRA. Celtic Contender, the unfortunate one here, just kind of kept coming in. That pressure was there, had to steady, rushed up in between horses, and that's all it took. Okay,
Right.
that took a little starch. Now, the kicker here is you're coming off of a break, hasn't been seen since late June, and you got to go the one-turn mile. It's not an easy distance to do it. This horse, we know, has the talent. I guess no real surprise if he wins. Shorter price for me, though.
Right.
Eileen Derby-ness, because I think he can be positioned a little bit further back, certainly than what he was last time.
Definitely.
I'm going to toss Alvy in the mix as well.
Yeah,
I thought
talk
ran
about it.
quite well in that starter race, or starter handicap race on Maryland Million Day. Looked beaten into those quick internals, dropped back, came again. Has some route races that work on its page. A barn that I respect when he comes here. Tim Kreiser, 5.837. It's a good little race. War Master's interesting. Well, I chased this guy a lot. Likes Parks, obviously. Won a couple races there. I think he can stretch out, but he might need a little bit more contested flow to get it done. But he's a talented horse.
Yep, 5837. I agree there. Race number 7. Let's go to our finale here on the back on the turf here in the starter optional 20,000. Going 1 1/8 for the girls, 3 and up. Scratches in the 2 and the 3. Change to the jockey on the number 9 to Toledo. Let's talk about Woohoo Jackie Blue, your top selection here for Jamie Ness and Jamie Rodriguez.
Rodman will have fun with this one down the stretch, right? I love it. Woohoo, Jackie Blue. Yeah, back turf numbers work, improving dirt form for Ness.
Yeah.
He moves now to the turf. There's not a lot of flow. The main flow is going to be getaway plates. We can go right to the videos. We run a little short on time here today, but
Yep.
Woohoo, Jackie Blue, showing the ability on the go back to handle the 2 turns, to come from a little bit further back. I just think this is a horse that can dog and keep on going, but interesting move here for getaway place. Looks almost too good, like she's going to find a new home after today's race, in for 20. So a horse that just misses in a pretty good stake at Penn. Lady Out of the Blue on the short list, and then comes off of this race just airing at Parks over a good surface. Gets a little bit more bounce today. Gets to the front, and I think does go a long way, proving it to 2 turns. Will the 1 1/8 be just a little too far? I think she'll be able to get a relaxed enough flow, but
I agree.
I think I can see the 7 and a 10 just kind of going around the racetrack or the turf course together.
Let's talk about your 9. Let's talk
Okay.
about let's talk about 9 on the outside daily plan at Milan. Milosevic, JV, and Toledo didn't get the best of starts last time out.
Now, this is a horse, though, that just keeps coming. She's got that steady, grinding style. Trouble last time, but was able to recover after a poor break and some trouble in the stretch to keep going. She's got some heart. She can get the 1 1/8. She, to me, maybe you just kind of key around her second, third, fourth. I don't know if she's quite going to win it, but in your exactas tries, the supers, the way you're formulating those wagers, she certainly works for me.
Absolutely. 10, 7, 9, 11 there for Keith Fusel in our finale here for All Halloween's card. Let's talk about your value plays. Let's go ahead and get back to the beginning there with race number 1 at 8-1. Number 9, Little Josie Wales for Anthony Ferrier with Carlos Lopez.
Yeah, I mean, we got our values early today. Hopefully we can get them and we can carry it through the rest of the card. Little Josie Wales last time out off a little slow. It just taken the rate a long way, had just too much to make up. If she breaks cleanly, she's got enough speed. You're going to have a couple horses pop right out of there, and Bunny Hop and Sophisticated Cat. Mela Panini B can be fairly close. She had a perfect trip last time, but Little Josie Wales can come from a little bit further back. I'll use her as a value play today. Not a 6-1 right now. I hope she floats up just a little bit.
Your second trick and treat of the day is in race number 2, also starting off that early pick 5. 8-1 right now for the morning line in Top Blood with Brasino, and also that nice little stat that you had.
Top Blood, right, and got good position behind a pretty good horse. Stoney's got some ability, no doubt. A little drift, straight, and kept on going, shortening up a furlong. The experience under his belt now, and that stat we showed on Corrales last 45 days been very good. Over a $6 ROI on the dirt with the 2-year-olds. Going to have to be ready. You got a couple firsters, well-bred firsters, horses that look like they've got some talent, but I think he's going to be in the mix from the get-go.
Let's talk about leaderboard. Let's get back to our leaderboard, see how things are rolling. And, of course, Brittany Russell leading our trainer standings by 11 wins. Michael Trombetta not far behind. Jamie Ness now kind of finally picking up some steam.
No, he is. He's going to, he'll make a run. I don't know if he's going to be able to get all the way there. Tromby, he's had a phenomenal run on the turf as well. So turf season, we just got a little note. I think it's going to come to an end like around November 10th, I believe. Great job on the turf course. I mean, and the weather's cooperated.
Yep.
To have it run this far into the season is awesome. Helps our cards.
Big time.
So Trombetta, but he's very, very capable with his dirt runners as well. And Kieran right there lurking along with Corrales has had a very good run this year.
Going over to the trainers, of course, let's talk about Rodriguez and Toledo, kind of starting to duke it out, keeping it interesting here with Sanchez, Karamanos, and Russell right behind. Russell now over in California right now for Saturday's big race.
A little post-time action, right? Yeah, this is close. I mean, and you've got riders that are with the right trainers. Okay, they're set up. They're supposed to be there. Sanchez, kind of that little bit of a newer face, making waves here in this jockey colony.
Absolutely. And thank you guys so much for joining us here. Of course, we have a wonderful weather, wonderful card, and plenty of tricks and treats for you here on Halloween. And let's go over to Dave Rodman for some more changes and scratches.
All right, good luck.